All right, well, namaste, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about THORChain RUNE, which I'm actually quite excited about. I know some of the other cryptocurrencies I haven't been as enthusiastic about, but I feel like THORChain really does have a future. We're going to have a little bit of bad news with it first for 2021. This is just a heads up. But 2022 is looking awesome for THORChain. I'm noticing with a lot of the charts that I've been analyzing and looking at, it looks like 2021, the remainder of this year, is going to be a very turbulent time. And we already see that happening with the cryptocurrency crash that's been going on. I mean, it's very obvious for everybody. But I was meditating today, and I had this kind of download come to me that basically cryptocurrencies were moving in this direction where almost they were moving too fast for people to catch up with. And so I feel like that's definitely the way we're going. And it's especially 2022, mid 2022, I see amazing things happening for cryptocurrencies. This is going to be the time, guys. You guys got to diamond hand those cryptocurrencies. If you found a good cryptocurrency, or maybe you saw some of my analyses and you like what I say, of course, always get your own financial planner and have them coach you. You know, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. But I see the future is going to be so bright, but I think we're going to go through some turbulent times for the rest of 2021. But I'm very excited for the THORChain RUNE. One of the things I've been noticing in the news, and I'm going to be talking about this in my June 2021 prediction video coming up, is apparently there's a labor shortage, or there's plenty of jobs right now, especially in the United States. And I'm thinking probably in most of the developed countries where they have help wanted signs up and nobody wants to work. Part of this, in a lot of, you get a lot of the conservative pundits that get on TV and they go, yeah, those young people don't want to work, But it's more than that, guys. This whole last year, we're shifting to this new digital economy. Everything's digital, guys. If you create content on the web, you have websites, or you're on TikTok or YouTube, those are all digital assets. So this is why we're moving towards cryptocurrencies. So this is a beautiful time to be living right now, because we're really going through this change, this fourth industrial revolution right now. So a lot of these service jobs where the people are complaining, they're going to get replaced by AI and robots anyways, so it's kind of like a moot point at this point. We're going to survive, guys. We're going to survive. We're getting through this. We're getting through. So let me show you guys the disclaimer, and you guys, I do that. It's not meant to replace the advice from a qualified financial planner. I use the sidereal zodiac, not the Western tropical zodiac in my predictions. And these are my predictions alone, videos for entertainment purposes only. Like, it's not going to be smart if you guys sit there and put your life savings into a cryptocurrency that I say is good, okay? Never put all your eggs in one basket. Now, of course, we're using astrology. If you guys are unfamiliar with astrology, all astrology is a form of divination, where we look at the energy. Planets just simply represent energy patterns within the simulation that we're living in. I know that's kind of a weird concept, but I think this is a concept that's becoming more and more accepted, that people are really realizing that this, it's not a joke. This thing we're living in really might be a simulation. And yes, there's spiritual things about it. There's material things about it. But it's a really, really interesting thought. Let's take a look at this, guys. And I was going to throw up this slide for you guys. It's just a form of divination. Planets represent energy patterns. Astrological chart is a blueprint of an individual's karma. People, countries, corporations, they all have karma. Okay? So it's a form of divination. So we're just looking at energy patterns. So Venus or Saturn or Jupiter, all of those just represent different archetypal energy patterns. You guys, we are doing awesome at the channel. You guys, I'm so thankful for all your subscriptions and your likes. We're at 791 subscribers last time I checked. And we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. So this is amazing. Please like and subscribe if this is your first time coming to my channel. The goal is 1,000 subscribers at this moment. Of course, you know, the next goal is going to be 10,000 beyond that. And probably we're going to get there because I know cryptocurrencies are going to blow up and get huge, and astrology is going to get huge too. And if you're interested in your own reading, guys, check out my website, thorsandalwood.com. This is really where you find out about your own karma, if it's good time for you to invest. So a lot of times your own individual karma is going to trump everything, you know. Are you going to have the capital to invest? Well, that's going to be looking at your birth chart, right? We're also running a special right now. If you type the code name Thor into my website when you're checking out any type of reading, you get 20% off all the way till May 31st. So check it out, guys, if you guys are interested. Let's get snapping. Let's get to THORChain RUNE. I'm really excited about it. So I wanted to give you guys a little rundown because you're going to notice the birth date that I use with THORChain RUNE. It's after some of the initial transaction dates that happened with it. There's a good reason for this, and I'm going to explain with the next slide. So I actually did some research. I have some generous subscribers that emailed me with all this data. A lot of times they have the first block that was created or the contract creation date, and that's what we use. So here's the deal with THORChain RUNE. It was developed as a decentralized liquidity protocol used to swap native assets. And the YouTube video that I saw on this was that you can basically just take Bitcoin. There's this pool of liquidity. You can just directly just kind of just do these moves between Bitcoin, Ethereum, or you know, other cryptocurrencies. I just use those as an example. And the project started at a 2018 hackathon. Developers raised money and also waited for the technology to develop THORChain today. This is why we see trades before the first contract creation date, which happened in 2021. So yes, you can see it being traded before then, but I actually watched a YouTube video where there was a history where these developers made it at this 2018 hackathon. Then they were raising investor money and different things and developing it further. Look at it this way, guys. Do we run a birth chart on when the time you were conceived? Or do we run a birth chart on the time you were actually born and a birth certificate was issued? We run the time on when you were born, not when you were conceived. So when we're just looking at a white paper or something like that with a cryptocurrency, that's really not the creation. So, I mean, think of it as human beings. We're created. We might even be an idea in our parents' head before we're conceived of, and then we're born, and then that birth certificate is essentially a contract. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories with that we won't go into in this one about the contracts. So 567, I've been seeing that. Ooh, I didn't know my lighting was getting a little off. I forgot to turn on that light. 567. It appears that, and you guys can correct me on this, but the information I got was Singapore, where we get THORChain from. So here's THORChain RUNE chart, guys, birth chart, January 13th, 2021, 4:27 a.m. UTC, Singapore. And we got this date, the subscribers sent me, it's on Etherscan. So if you guys want that, of course, you know, maybe I can even post it in the comments or the description down below. If you really want that link, just let me know, guys. But that's where we get the birth date, birth time for THORChain RUNE. Let's take a look at the chart, guys. Let's get right into this thing, right? So first thing we're going to notice about it is there's just so many different planets going on in the 10th house. And let me grab. There's all these planets going. So it's a Pisces ascendant. Wow, I'm forgetting one of the most important things. It's a Pisces ascendant, so it's ruled by Jupiter over here, right? And so there's all these planets. We got Sun, Moon, and Venus in the 10th house, which is really good, obviously, for public visibility and so forth. Then we got all these planets in the 11th house, which are very good for money usually. Saturn probably is not so good being there. And then we got Mars in the 2nd house, which can be super great for income, save money. So we got both planets in the 2nd, the 11th, and the 10th houses. I mean, this overall, it's looking really good. We're not doing a full analysis of the chart. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's some really good planets in here and placements. And then we got Rahu in the 3rd, Ketu in the 9th. You know, in a person's chart, that might be a little bit issue, like somebody who doesn't have a lot of dharma or morals or something like that. But since we're talking about a cryptocurrency, it's really, this is a whole new, I want to remind you guys, like, looking at these cryptocurrency charts and doing astrology charts is really a whole new ball game. This is like, we are really pioneering this thing, you know. So, because when we're looking at a birth chart for a human, we're looking at the mind, the emotions, the relationships with other people, and all these things that we can find in a birth chart. But in a cryptocurrency, we're looking at it as a form of divination, like, okay, what are these energy patterns? And we're looking like, okay, where's the money? That's what really we want to know about, guys, right? So let's go to the dashas, because I think that's so important. Now, like I told you guys before, I'm warning you, in 2021, it's not so good. 2021 doesn't look so good for THORChain RUNE, but 2022 looks like it's going to be baller. So I'm going to be mega bullish on Rune or THORChain. And maybe because it's, you know, my namesake, I'm loving it. But I'll show you guys on the chart why I'm super bullish on this. That right now might be actually a super great buying opportunity for Rune THORChain. THORChain RUNE. I think that we haven't even really, I mean, it's so new on the scene and it serves this liquidity purpose. These cryptocurrencies, we haven't even seen the full evolution of this stuff yet. Yeah, we need this to go to the moon, guys. Like, I think that I'm going to be, once I get some extra money going on, I'm getting some, I'm going to put some money in the THORChain RUNE. I got to support my namesake, right, guys? So let me go ahead and we're going to go back to the dashas here. And remember, the Mahadashas are just like points in your life where different planets are activated. So let's take a look at that. And the first thing we're going to notice, guys, is that THORChain RUNE is actually in this Sun-Jupiter period right here. Sun's not too good for THORChain because it's basically the 6th lord, and I'm going to show you guys that in a second. And then it's in this Rahu period, which is 6 houses from, which can show obstacles and different things going on for THORChain. But let me show you this chart, guys. So let's go to the presentation real quick, and I'm going to show you guys the slide here. So here's the deal. The Sun Mahadasha, it's a good time to be in the spotlight. However, Sun is 6th lord. It can represent obstacles, problems. 6th house can sometimes just represent hard work, guys. However, we must analyze the Bhukti and the transits. We can't take this in isolation. So, okay, for the next year, we see it's not in the greatest Mahadasha, 6th lord, but we can't take that in isolation. We can't just look at that and go, okay, that's done. Of course not. We're going to look at all these other things, and then I'm going to show you guys in how 2022, especially by April of 2022 and for the rest of 2022, this cryptocurrency is going to be amazing. You can make a lot of money on this, okay? So let's go to the next. So I'm going to show you guys that in the chart actually real quick, because this is also learning time for everybody too. Everyone wants to learn astrology, I'm sure. So let's go. Okay, so Sun is in the 10th house, which is good for visibility, right? 10th house is career. It's your purpose in life. It's like you're being seen. Sun is like, hey, I'm the bright, charismatic person. Come check me out. But it rules the 6th house. Remember, this house is being activated. So that's not so great for THORChain right now. But really, guys, is that a big surprise? I mean, look at what we're already seeing with the cryptocurrencies. We're already seeing this big crypto crash that's happening from all these big whales that have been dumping all the Bitcoin. And I think this is totally manipulated, guys. They're just trying to lower the price and trying to get you scared so that you sell all of your cryptocurrency. I would say don't, go diamond hands all the way with this stuff. This is the way of the future. I'm staying bullish. Like, I just bought more Ethereum yesterday. Okay, I'm buying more because even though maybe it's still going to drop down, I don't know when it's going to go exactly up. I know it's going to be very volatile, but I'm still buying more. That's it, I'm buying more Ethereum. And I'm probably looking to getting THORChain as well. So let's go back to the presentation, guys. And we're in this sun, like I said, guys, we're in this sun Rahu period. Rahu, 6th house from the sun. This is negative as far as the Rahu period goes. However, aren't we seeing problems in the cryptocurrency markets right now? 6th house also represents the work that must be done to promote THORChain RUNE. Somewhat negative outlook for 2021, but great outlook for 2022. So yeah, we got to buy the dip all the way. So if we go back to the chart, I'll show you guys the Rahu thing and how that works. When we're looking at planetary periods, like, oops, I put up the wrong chart. I actually pulled up my Kala, and I use a paint when I'm showing you guys. Let's clean that up. But see, we're in the Sun Mahadasha, so this becomes the Lagna for the Mahadasha. It's like, this is like the first house, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so the angle between Sun and Rahu is, 6 houses, which usually tends to be a problematic period, okay? So it could be debt, problems, obstacles, but we're already seeing that, guys. This is nothing to be scared about. It might even go lower, okay? So let me tell you, don't be scared about all this stuff. Okay, so we know this isn't the best period, but check this out, guys. We're going to go into this Sun-Jupiter period, okay? And we're going to show you right now. Jupiter is going to be the hope, okay? It's like Return of the Jedi. Luke Skywalker's coming back, okay? Sun-Jupiter, February 22nd, 2022 through December 12th, 2022. 2nd house from Sun. This is really good for asset prices and treasuries. Jupiter rules the 1st and 10th house. Good houses for THORChain. Very positive window of opportunity, especially when we enter April 2022. And I'm going to show you. By the way, I see a question in the chat. They say, how long is this dip going to last? I've been saying pretty much for many of my videos now that I think we're going to see a lot of volatility throughout the summer. And it's going to be because of those retrograde planets. So, like, I've been talking about this stuff for like a month now. But we have the lunar eclipse that's still 3 days away. We're still in the eclipse zone. That's going to be 8th house of Scorpio in the natural zodiac. And then we have all these planets. Saturn goes retrograde today, by the way. Then we have Jupiter going retrograde on June 20th. So I expect the price to be dropping around this time. And the summer with these retrograde planets. Last quarter, there's going to be a recovery. I don't know if with THORChain if there's going to be a recovery, but I feel like there's going to be the prequel to this recovery that's happening from this crypto crash. I think the summer is going to be the time to buy. Like, buy all of it. It might go lower. So right now you guys are probably getting scared and you're wanting to sell, but it's going to go a little lower. Don't be scared. You know what, guys? There's all these crypto channels that talked about this. The sell-off of Bitcoin happens to coincide with this special graph curve that they measured before when markets are being manipulated by whales. So that's what's going on right now. And the September dip, by the way, they're asking another question in the chat. The September dip that I see it could be coincided with things. So it's like, I just see 2021 being a big mess, to be honest. We're going to have instability this summer. And then September, we're going to have those rent moratoriums. And man, it seems like these guys are going to bring down the hammer on us. But we got to stay strong. Cryptocurrencies are going to be the thing. 2022, you're going to make a lot of money. I'm telling you. So let's go back to the dashas, guys. Let me show you guys this Sun-Jupiter period that we're going to be in. So oops, I grabbed the wrong pen there. Sun-Jupiter right here. Look at that. Look at the synchronicity there. February 22nd, 2022 through December of 2022. There's going to be that period where we're in a really amazing period. Let me show you I'm going to show you guys in the chart too how this works. So it's going to be in this Sun-Jupiter period. First of all, Jupiter is going to be the planet of expansion, of growth, of fertility, of things coming into fruition, of having children. Maybe it's having children of it's just becoming bigger and becoming bigger in price. So I know that's kind of an analogy. It doesn't really make sense, but it makes sense to me. Let's go take a look at the chart and I'll show you guys, and I'll clean this chart up just a second here. So it's going to be in this Jupiter period, guys. First of all, look at where Jupiter is. It's in the 11th house. That's money. That's tons of money. That's earned money, profits, big income, all types of stuff, okay? And then where's the Mahadasha Lord, the Sun? 1, 2. This is a big effect of the Mahadasha. So second house means treasuries, income, asset prices increasing. So this is going to be the time, guys, especially February. We might even be waiting till February of 2022. So if it's not like January of 2022, don't get mad at me. This thing's going to go big. People are going to be making so much money on all of this stuff, guys. So let's take a look at the transits as well. I wanted to show you guys those. So Sun-Jupiter is going to be really good. And guys, again, that starts February 2022. If you want to mark out your calendars, to December 2022. So let's go to the next. Let me show you the next slide here. Oops, I think I don't want to crash this. I'm using this free software. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at, guys, is the Jupiter transit through Aquarius, April 6, 2021 through April 13, 2022. Transit through the 12th house, not too great for Rune. 12th house is the house of losses. However, it enters the first house of Rune chart in April of 2022. This is when I expect the big jump in price. So even though the Jupiter transit is not really helping THORChain that much right now, again, everything's pointing to 2022. It's going to be in a good bukti, and then it's going to have this Jupiter transit that really helps THORChain out. And I'm going to show you again in the chart. So transiting Jupiter, guys, is going to be, it's right here right now. Remember that the 12th house, the 6th house, and the 8th house are those houses that usually are associated with loss right now. Okay. So anyways, Jupiter being in the 12th house is like it's expanding the losses, okay? So it's not really that great for it. But in April of 2022, when we are in April of 2022, we're going to be having Jupiter here in the sign of Pisces, which is really good, guys. This right here is going to be when it's going to be for a full year, all the way till usually it's going to be April or May of 2023, that this is going to be a really good transit for THORChain. This is going to be a really good time. So again, everything's pointing towards this 2022 thing that we got going on, guys. And so we got that going on. This is April 2022 again. And then we got Rahu transit coming up, guys. Remember September 22nd, 2020 through April 12th, 2022, it's been transiting the third house. This can be good for messaging, marketing, as this time rune is getting some exposure. Third house can be a cruel house because of trial and error, but rune is trying to find its place at this time, guys. But I see another big rise when Rahu enters Aries April of 2022. So this whole April 2022 thing keeps coming up. So let me show you guys in the chart here. So remember, Jupiter is going to be there in April of 2022. And then we have Rahu's right here in the third house of Taurus. But it's going to be going back into the second house of Aries right here, where this is all about, remember guys, second house is all about earned income, treasuries, savings, gold hoards, that kind of thing. So we're going to see an increase of value. It's really the house of values, okay? So I'm going to give you guys my analysis. So this thing with Jupiter is going to be in the first house. Rahu is going to be transiting the second house. And then it's going to be in a really good bhukti. I see really good things coming. And guys, this is my analysis for THORChain RUNE. Not a great period for most of 2021. Sun Rahu is 6 houses away from Sun. Jupiter is transiting the 12th house of Aquarius. This is the reasons why 2021 is not that great for it. Saturn transit the 11th house can slow the earnings. That's another thing that's going on right now. But February, good time to buy rune is right now. February 2022 is the beginning of the rise. Okay. April 2022 offers even bigger rise as rune gets help from Jupiter and Rahu. So at this point, that's when I see really things growing for THORChain RUNE. I think the rest of this year, right now, it's actually still not. It's dropping from this overall crypto crash, and it's been benefiting a little bit from just, a month ago, it was benefiting from this overall cryptocurrency rise that we've been seeing in the bull run. But I think it's going to have some problems for the rest of this year. So I want to give you guys that I believe, and this is what I would do, is I believe that I would start buying now, but I think it's going to drop even lower during this time. I don't know what price it's at. I think it's at $7. If I'm wrong, please forgive me now, guys, for that. I think it's going to drop even lower because of this 6th house thing going on, and then Jupiter still transiting the 12th, all these retrograde planets. I think it's going to continue dropping throughout the summer. So we could see it get down to like $1 or something like that. So I think it's going to be tough for the summer, but this is going to be just like buying. Like, let's buy it. Let's get money, guys. So if there's any questions as far as what I see with THORChain, I think it's really good. I would probably wait if I'm actually investing money in it. I would probably wait a few months because I think it's going to drop even lower than where it's at now. So I would wait a few months till towards the end of this next couple months. Watch the market, see where they're going, and then you could buy. And I think that by April 2022, you're going to be making bank on this. This thing's going to be big. You should do a video on Pirate Chain. Yeah, check out Pirate Chain. Some of the cryptocurrencies we've been having issues trying to find birth times for. We've done some of them will have some sort of sketchy information which gets them canceled out right now. But if there's any more questions going on, I think that this is going to be very good for everyone. I think that we're going to make a lot of money on crypto. Crypto's the way of the future, of course. That's where we're going. So, guys, I think that tomorrow we're going to do the June 2021 predictions. We're going to take a look at that. So we're going to take the June 2021 predictions, and that's what we're going to see, or that's what we're going to do tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. If you guys are different, I will go out and buy Apple. Okay. Well, guys, thanks for coming to this live stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Many blessings to all of you guys. Thanks for coming to the live chat, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow.